Hey guys, welcome to a bonus episode of Let's Play Star Wars The Force Unleashed. In this bonus episode, I'm going to be covering pretty much all the extra little goodies you could do besides, main game stuff and whatnot, what have you, and everything else. The first thing that I really kind of wanted to show off is stuff that you actually unlock for getting both endings to the Star Wars game. Whenever you finish the game, you automatically start back from the TIE Fighter factory. You can't play the prologue again. Your save file automatically just goes to the first level of the game again. It doesn't you won't be able to play the prologue level ever again on that profile. If you ever wanted to play it again, you have to start a new game. But upon completing the light side and dark side ending, you actually get a couple of costumes, especially if you have the Ultimate Sith Edition version of the game. I didn't even realize this, but there was a lot more costumes that you unlocked. If you guys remember back on, I think, level 2, Raxus Prime, I kind of showed these costumes off a little bit. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I had a lot of costumes here. I wanted to show you guys. Well, there was a bunch of other costumes that unlocked upon completing the game. We saw the Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker thing, but Darth Sion here. This is one from this is a character from Knights of the Old Republic 2. You can play as Darth Sion. And that's a costume you unlock for completing both the light and dark side ending. The Imperial Commando is another one. Clone Trooper armored feature in Star Wars Republic Commando. That's another game that I probably should play. Kit Fisto, I think we did that. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, yeah. Jedi Knight Obi-Wan. Kyoto Mundi. This one right here, General Starkiller. The Apprentice envisioned as a general in the Rebel Alliance. So, if you ever wanted to kind of understand, like, what would have happened if Starkiller survived the events of the light side ending? You can kind of envision that he is a general in the Rebel Alliance. So, this is a costume for that. That's pretty cool that they kind of made a costume. I know this game has a bunch of what if scenario. That's pretty much the whole premise of the game. I actually have the Ultimate Sith Edition, and one of the manuals in there, it just starts off with what if in quotation marks, and that's pretty much what this game was built on, was the question what if. So this is kind of cool that this is a costume here. The next one is hooded combat gear. It says combining both types of cloth and various armor elements. The ceremonial hood outfit was worn by ancient guardian defenders of the Jedi Temple. Oh, okay, so I think you get that for completing Jedi Temple. Sith Assassin, a suit worn by the assassins combining robes and basic armor. So I think that's, if I remember correctly, Sith Assassin, that sounds like an old Knights of the Old Republic thing. I could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't played any of these games, and I probably should. I'm going to probably go and do that soon. This one right here, Spirit Apprentice. The apprentice in a ghostly blue form of a Jedi who became more powerful than we could possibly imagine. So, pretty much, this is Starkiller as a Force Ghost. Now, you're probably wondering, well, I can play as Starkiller, Force Ghost, that means enemies can't hit me, right? No, they'll still hit you. This is just merely cosmetic things. Republic Trooper, and Clone Trooper armor featured in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Tatooine Luke. Luke Skywalker from Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope. The utility combat suit, worn by the Jedi Knights during the Clone Wars. This sleek battle armor was used in intense combat situations throughout the Outer Rim. Ben Kenobi. Ben Kenobi from Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope. So this is Old Man Ben. Animated style. This one's interesting. Darth Vader's secret apprentice in the style of the Clone Wars animated movie. Or the Star Wars Clone Wars animated series. If you guys remember that, this is what the apprentice would look like if he was on the TV show. It's kind of weird because everybody else, like, you could be in that costume, but you're an animated character. Okay. Everybody's like real life characters and everything else. Pilo Koon, I think we've seen this one. Count Dooku, ex-Jedi Master, Sith Lord, featured in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Jango Fett, the galaxy's most notorious bounty hunter, featured in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. You can run around as C-3PO. The protocol droid built by Anakin Skywalker. Featured in every episode of Star Wars saga. Temple exploration gear. This is what you get for... This is the costume you wore in the Jedi Temple mission. This one is really weird. And honestly, if you have a weak stomach, don't put this on. Don't put this costume on. If you have a real weak stomach, don't put this on. What this is it's called cybernetic reconstruction. This is kind of what's the remains of Starkiller at the dark side ending. You know how the dark side ending, he had the Rogue Shadow thrown on top of him, and then he had to get rebuilt as the Darth Vader replacement. This is before they put the armor on. This is like his remains. So, and from what I saw, it was kind of nasty to see it because you can kind of see like some of the inner parts of him working. It's really weird and really scary. Don't put this on if you don't have a weak stomach. It says it transforms into a biomechanical nightmare. That's pretty much what it is. You can play as Darth Maul from Episode 1, Phantom Menace. Mace Windu, who's, the Jedi's weapon master. Master Mace Windu was a respected leader in the Jedi Council during the Clone Wars. You can play as Qui-Gon Jinn from Episode 1. Dark Stalker, a variation of the Sith Stalker without a helmet. So this is pretty much Darth Starkiller without his helmet on. The Sith training gear is a training outfit supplied to the apprentice before he was commanded to eliminate General Kota. So this is kind of his training gear for becoming Darth Vader's apprentice. This is what Darth Vader trained him in. Lightsaber training droid. If you guys remember for this from the Jedi Temple, there was droids that had to test Padawans. This is the training droid from there. You can play as a combat training droid, which is pretty much the same thing. Desert survival gear. This is Darth Starkiller's costume he wore on Tatooine in Episode 4. And likewise, this is the one where he wore in Episode 5. So you can go around wearing that stuff. So, and these are all the costumes that you normally get when you progress through the game. Kento's robe we caught from a holocron. The Sith robe was one we got from a holocron. This right here, the ceremonial Jedi robe. You get this costume by picking the light side ending. If you choose the canonical light side ending, you receive this costume upon completing it. Likewise, the Sith Stalker armor is what you receive for completing the dark side ending. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. That's all the costumes that you unlock. So, yeah, there's a bunch of extras that we actually got for completing the game completely. So the next thing I really wanted to look at before is here in the training room. If you guys remember, at the very first episode, they kind of had a tutorial that you had to do. You had a bunch of tutorials, this one, right, the grip tutorial we did. You can actually go and do all the other, force abilities and stuff like that. And if you complete all of these, you get 2 trophies, or 2 achievements if you're playing 360 version. So it's probably the best if you're trying to complete your achievements and stuff like that to go ahead and do these. I'm going to go ahead and do some of these very quick. Let's do the push tutorial. I kind of want to show you guys kind of the kind of thing. You have one for each force power, and then you have a combat training simulation here. So let's go ahead and do the push tutorial real quick.
Force push is one of your primary powers. It is activated by pressing the push button. Force push does minimal damage, but can be used to send enemies flying helplessly into chasms, explosive objects, and other dangerous hazards if you... Excellent, Master!
Okay, so we did the first one, which is just to push the stormtrooper 3 times. Okay, it says you can use obliterate enemies by using or reusing force for push. Let's go ahead and do that. So, pretty much you could just push all these things into the enemies, and that'll kill all of them. Now, that's pretty much all this is. It's just a training module. But, it's better to do that. Let's go ahead and just... Yeah. If I can actually do that. I think you can kill him. You have to kind of kill him. That didn't really do that much damage. Obliterate the objects and enemies. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do that. Boom. Did I even do that? Yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty much that. You have to complete each and every single one of these trials in order to complete all the training rooms.
Excellent, Master. Force push can also affect the environment around you. Demonstrate your power by unleashing force push on each of these objects.
Okay, so now this portion you have to use force push to kind of alter the environment, which we've done plenty of time. You can break that and use this to cause the tree to go whee. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so we've completed this training module. So once you do that, you can quit, and then you'll have a little green tick next to the combat training simulation there. And if you do all of them, you get 2 trophies. I think one's called Sith Trials and or something like that. I can't remember. You get two of them in particular. And now the push challenge. Once you finish the tutorial, you can do the challenge version of that. So now you have to go ahead and just do all the challenge mode and everything else on that. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. That shouldn't be too hard. Alright, so now it says complete this challenge, defeat all the stormtroopers in the allocated time using only force push. So you can only use force push in the time given. You have to kill all the enemies in order to do so. So we're gonna have to go ahead and just kill all these enemies here quick. And as you guys can see, there's a timer right there. It's right indicated by my little blip on my map there. You gotta kill all the enemies and the time limit and everything else. And you can only use force push, so go ahead and just try to kill all these enemies here. Sometimes these challenges can get a little tough, so we're probably not going to get it. See, it says you failed to complete the combat, so let's go ahead and try it. Oh, I push quit. But yeah, you can kind of see what that is. After you complete the tutorial, you can do the challenge, and the challenge is a little, it gives you, oh, it said I completed it. Okay, well, whatever, that's fine. This one right here, the lightsaber flourish, that one teaches you a combo move, which is really kind of cool. Let's go ahead and show this one off real quick. I kind of want to show this off real quick.
You have chosen to learn the advanced Sith Saber Flurry technique. Sith Saber Flurry deals more damage and can hit more enemies than standard lightsaber attacks. To execute the Sith Saber Flurry, watch for the flash on your lightsaber at the end of each swing. When you see it, press the lightsaber attack button to execute a Saber Flurry attack.
Okay, so this is pretty much an advanced technique right here. So you'll see a flash on every swing of your lightsaber. Once you see the flash, hit the square button again. So do this and then do that. You can kind of see what I'm talking about.
You can also string together Sith Saber Flurry attacks to form a devastating combo. Demonstrate your competence with this technique by performing a 4-hit flourish combo against this hapless stormtrooper.
Hapless stormtrooper. Okay, let's try this again. And then do this. There we go. See? Not too hard. That's pretty much that. You completed this training module. Okay, so that's that lightsaber flurry. I was trying so hard during my Let's Play to kind of show that off, to kind of tell you guys what that does. And I didn't have the best way to describe how that goes. So that's pretty much a good way to do that. Now, once you've done all the tutorials right here, you'll have combat modules. You have Stormtrooper combat modules, Rodan combat, Scavengers combat module, a Felucian combat module, Imperial Assault Squad combat module, Imperial Armed Recon Squad combat module, Imperial Royal Guard combat module, ATST combat module, a Junk Titan combat module, Coda's Militia combat module, Rancor combat module, Raxus Droid combat module. That's pretty much that. So pretty much every type of enemy will do like a little mini gauntlet on you. So let's go ahead and do the Stormtrooper module. I'm going to do one, and then I think I'm going to do the Rancor, because I like doing the Rancor one. But that's pretty much that. You have to do all those in an instance to get a trophy and achievement. And those are pretty easy ones to miss, so that's why I'm kind of covering it right now. Kill all the enemies to complete this combat. So you got a bunch of these Stormtroopers, so you got to just go up there and just kill all of them. Come in here and just use Force Repulse to get rid of all of them. There we go. And then just go ahead and just kill all of them. You can use all your Force powers on this, so it's not really that hard So you're not like limited to just the force push or just whatever your lightsaber combat module or your lightsaber flurry.
Enemy threats. Combat module completed.
The combat module completed. So yeah, there like one of the trophies is completing all the tutorials, one is completing all the combat modules, and they're like that's the difference between the two. So let's do the Rancor real quick. I kind of want to do that one. The Rancor combat module. And then I have one last thing I kind of want to show you guys, and then we'll call it a bonus episode. Okay, it says kill all enemies, complete this combat module. They stuffed a Rancor in here. Just barely. The Rancor can barely fit in this room. It's kind of funny whenever you really think about it. He'll kill all the enemies for you, so you don't need to really worry too much about killing all the Felucians, because he will go up and just kill all of them. And then you just have to kill a Rancor just like normal. Let's go ahead and just kill him up here. My battery controller is low again. How is that possible? I just charged you last night. That's okay. I'm gonna have to go figure out that here in just a little bit. I had that notification coming up again. Tells you how much I play PS3 a lot. Let's go ahead and... Ow! That hurts. Kill the Rancor before it kills me. Okay, let's do that. Ow. There we go. Quick time event. Triangle. And square. Circle. And then triangle again. There we go. And with that, we should complete the Rancor combat module. They stuffed a Rancor in this room. So that's pretty much that. That's pretty much the training room, and I kind of wanted to show that off because that's kind of important and very, very easy to miss that trophy if you're trying to, 100% platinum this game. So you just have to simply just complete all of them, and then you get both the trophies. So that's not too bad. Now, the last thing I want to do, I actually have to go to the main menu for, so I will actually see you guys in just a second. Alright, so now we're on the main menu of the game here. The last thing I kind of wanted to show you, and this is nothing more than just in the extras menu. If you come over here to the extras menu, you can kind of look at the cinematics of all of the main, cutscenes in the game. You can watch them again if you really want to get a recap of what happened in the story. That's pretty much that in a nutshell. Even the ones with the dark side ending, light side ending, if you hadn't done that. Yeah, Symbol Hote and the Emperor's Slave. That's pretty much that if you want to watch all that. The art viewer is actually kind of what I wanted to look at. There's a bunch of promotional art for this game because this game was, in development. This game came out in 2008. It's been in development since like 2004, if I remember correctly. And, this game came out for multiple systems. It came out for the PS3, the Xbox 360, the Wii. There was a Wii version, there was a PS2 version, and those are drastically different. The Wii and PS2 versions are drastically different than the PS3 and Xbox 360 version. And then there was a DS version and a PSP version. There was a handheld version of the game too. So this game came out on lots and lots of systems. But here's a lot of the artwork during the development of the game. There was a bunch of artwork that was used and everything else. It's kind of really cool to look at all this. Let's see the Junk Titan, see what it looks like. Kazdan Paratus. The apprentice in his Raxus Prime costume. I really like looking at a lot of detailed artwork, especially on games that I really like. Like, this one I can look at all the artwork and just like, ooh, this looks really good. Some of my favorite collector's editions have the artwork. The artwork that was used in the promotional artwork of the game. Looks pretty cool. That one's a confrontation between Shaak Ti. That's pretty cool. Didn't look like that in the final product, but that's okay. There's Juno's model and everything else. Rogue Shadow. There's the Cloud City. That looks pretty... I like looking at a lot of these. You can pause the video if you guys want to like look in detail on some of these pictures. I know I'm going through them pretty fast, and I'm sorry about that. But if you really want to look at it, you can kind of pause the video. And the Stormtrooper. I think that was an incendiary Stormtrooper. And there's Mare's Brood. And there's the Felutions, the Dark Felutions. Oh, that looks cool. They kind of distinguish what the Dark Felutions look like. There's the Bull Rancor. Is that? Huh. The Princess looks like he's on a life support system there. I think that must be the Darth Vader thing. And then there's the ceremonial robes. Look at the Star Destroyer. That looks so cool. I kind of like looking on a lot of these. There's the Death Star. That looks pretty neat. And there's with the Sith Stalker. There we go. That's pretty much all the artwork there you can kind of look at. It looks pretty cool to look at those. I really like doing that. But I think the last thing in the extras menu, trailers. Why can't I look at trailers? That's weird. Or you can just, there's trailers for the game. I don't know how I can't access that, but I can't. And then there's the credits if you want to look at the credits. But that was pretty much all the bonus stuff I wanted to show off for this game. I know that we've been on this game for quite a bit, and I wanted to show off everything I could possibly do in the game. But that's pretty much it for Star Wars The Force Unleashed. I'm really thankful you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. I know a lot of people liked this Let's Play, and they were having fun watching it and everything else. I really appreciate you guys watching this. This is my favorite Star Wars game of all time. And it's one of my favorites growing up during my teenage years, and I really like it a lot. So, with that, guys, that's pretty much it for Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Next time we meet, I will be doing a new Let's Play. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video I do. Take care, everybody.